In conjunction with that, there are the forms of yoga that go in connection with each chakra. There is a form of yoga. A form of yoga is not a style. It's a very distinct aspect of practices and techniques and a knowledge bank connected to first chakra, very much with the body. I mentioned the postures and movement and postures and taking care of your physical being, so you can throw diet in there, how to look after yourself. Briefly going through them, the second chakra is called Jnana Yoga, and that is much more of a meditational observation of the mind and emotions separate from the physical. And in yoga they've often become very separated, so that a person who does Hatha Yoga doesn't bother doing Jnana Yoga. That's the meditational aspect of the second chakra. When we get into the third chakra, it's connected to Pranayama Yoga, of which there's a lot of different breathing techniques, but Pranayama means working with the prana and learning to control that. That's controlling the energy that empowers us. The fourth kind of yoga connected to the fourth chakra is called karma yoga, and that has to do with the understanding of cause and effect and how we work with creating. What we do creates an effect. What the food we eat gives us either health or junk health. Everything you do, every action has a reaction. This is all an understanding of karma and goes into a form of service and helping others as a way of living, helping yourself first and then helping others. Benevolent living, altruistic. The fifth chakra goes into Raja Yoga, which again is a very mental form. And this has to do with the use of sound, understanding sound formulas, the power of vibration, putting that together with visual techniques of focusing the mind on specific color and forms, adding vibration to that, and rather than letting your mind go into random thinking, you're directing the mind. To do this, you're using essentially the power of the sixth chakra, which is the magnetic influence, the guidelines. And the sixth chakra expands into the mind as a whole study of the color, the form, the frequencies, the vibrations, the time cycles. The sixth chakra connected to the mind is called Yantra Yoga. And this brings in a study of the intellect, an intellectual study of energetics, shape and form, mystic symbolism, sacred geometry, an understanding of essentially the map of the universe. And from there, a study of frequencies and vibrations, calculating all of this into time cycles and calendars. A very intellectual study, but can provide the map and the picture of how everything actually works. Then when we come to the seventh one, the seventh chakra is connected to mantra yoga. And mantra yoga is about chanting sound, again, something used in all the religions of the world. From there, the use of sound to elevate consciousness beyond the thinking mind so as to create a state that is more connected to this higher energetic realm where everything is vibrating in a beautiful symphony. So from mantra, then, we jump out into the universe. I mentioned the source and the destiny, the stars that are the source of energy, the planets that are the destiny, and the energies in this flow going like that. The form of yoga connected to the eighth, which is the dark matter and the planets, is called Laya Yoga. And Laya Yoga also comes in different terms like Kundalini Yoga, Tantric Yoga. It has to do with the understanding of how the forces go from one side to the other, balancing of masculine, feminine forces. And again, we're dealing with the energy that is invisible. So it's more mystical. It works directly with energy control by visualizing and guiding these energies into certain patterns. This is all Laya Yoga. Mystical, but it becomes quite powerful if you have a sense of focus. If you can concentrate, this becomes quite strong. If your mind is distracted, you need to come back down to the lower forms and clear out the mind, get it to a one-point concentration, and then you can get into these higher forms. Then as we go from the 8th to the 9th, we're into the source, the stars that radiate, the source of the energy itself. And this is Bhakti Yoga, which is often translated in religious terms of being devotional, religious, worship. As a form of yoga, it's more connected to the understanding of the source, which, if you're religious, you would say God is the source of everything. In science, it's the radiation of energy, the transformation of matter into energy that is then glowing out. And with the study of Bhakti Yoga, you come to a realization of this whole electromagnetic ocean, which is always radiating the energy and coming to its destiny in the planets. It's all one energy field. So the oneness of everything is a fundamental point in Bhakti Yoga, seeing how everything is interconnected, everything is one, in parallel to the religious view of everything is created by God, it's one big kingdom. So it's all different perspectives. And the science of yoga is actually more appropriate for this age because we do live in a scientific age, and understanding these forces isn't just in theory, but in the practice of yoga you learn to really feel each of these energies, and by feeling it and by bringing in the prana with the breath, you can empower each of the chakras, allow them to kind of unfold, flourish into perfect health and all these skills and talents and qualities that are connected to each chakra. So chakra yoga is an unfolding and development of all of these things. End of Chakra Yoga spiel. Thank you for listening.